The 2025 NBA playoffs are on fire, and tonight we've got two must-watch battles that could define the path to the finals. The Knicks take on the Magic in a clash loaded with high-stakes matchups, prop bets, and star performances, while the Thunder face the Spurs, a game where defensive dominance and explosive scoring could swing the series early. From first-quarter points to big rebounds, steals, and blocks, every stat, trend, and player prop matters tonight. Stick around, because we're breaking down every number, every angle, and every betting edge for these playoff showdowns. You won't want to miss a single prediction. The stage is set for an electrifying Game 1 showdown between the Knicks and the Magic, and the storylines alone are enough to grip any basketball fan. The Knicks enter this matchup as 4.5-point favorites, a spread they've confidently covered in 8 of their last 9 games, signaling both form and momentum heading into this clash. Injuries are always a pivotal factor, and tonight is no exception. The Knicks will be without Deuce McBride and Miles McBride, both out, while the Magic will be missing Franz Wagner, a key piece of their rotation, which has already influenced their defensive schemes and overall strategy. This game could easily hinge on defensive matchups. The Magic, despite missing Wagner, showed strong defensive execution in the quarterfinals, holding opponents to disciplined looks, but they historically struggle against the point guard position, giving up the most points to point guards both over the past month and across the season. Their matchup history with the Knicks also sets a narrative for a low-scoring, hard-fought contest. Back on December 7, the Knicks eked out a 106-100 victory, emphasizing that while the Magic can hang, the Knicks know how to get the win in tight contests. When it comes to individual players, all eyes will be on Jalen Brunson, who has been lethal in the first quarter against this opponent. In his last quarterfinal, he erupted for 20 points versus Raptors, and in previous matchups against the Magic, he scored 16 points in the first quarter. Looking across the season, Brunson's first quarter numbers against Orlando have been nothing short of consistent and explosive: 11, 14, 16 points in first quarters. His full game production is equally compelling. With a prop line set at 28.5 points, it's worth noting that Brunson exploded for 35 points in his last quarterfinal game, and remarkably, he's scored 30-plus points in all 3 matchups versus Magic this season, a trend that suggests the Knicks' primary scorer could dominate again. On the boards, Mitchell Robinson presents a massive early game threat. His prop for over first-quarter rebounds is listed at plus 100, an even money proposition, and it comes with significant backing. He's hit this mark 88% on the year. When dissecting his performances against Orlando this season, his first-quarter rebound totals read 5, 2, 3, and historically, 8 of the last 10 centers versus Magic have gone over on first-quarter rebounds, providing a clear trend for bettors and a tactical advantage for the Knicks in controlling the paint early. Anthony Black is another key figure to watch, especially with Wagner out, as he's taken on increased responsibility. In his recent game against the Knicks, he logged 11 rebounds and 4 assists, extending a 5-game streak hitting rebounds plus assists. Standing as a 67-point guard approximately 6 feet 10, Black's height gives him a natural edge in rebounding, making him a versatile threat who can impact both ends of the floor while also facilitating for his teammates. His ability to consistently hit both rebounds and assists is a crucial angle for the Magic to generate momentum, particularly against a Knicks team that thrives on limiting second-chance points. Every angle of this game suggests a matchup rich in drama and tactical nuance. The Knicks' spread advantage, combined with Brunson's scoring prowess and Robinson's first-quarter dominance, makes them a team primed to assert control early. Meanwhile, the Magic will lean heavily on defensive adjustments, exploiting Black's versatility and hoping to mitigate the absence of Wagner to keep the game competitive. The historical data, player props, and matchup trends all point toward a contest that could swing on individual brilliance in the early quarters, setting the stage for a Game 1 filled with high stakes, strategic intrigue, and star-driven performances. Brunson's consistency, Robinson's rebound tendencies, and Black's unique skill set converge to create a narrative where early dominance could dictate the flow of the game. With the Knicks favored by 4.5 points and their recent trend of covering 8 of 9 spreads, the betting angles are clear, yet the Magic's defensive discipline and ability to pressure point guards cannot be underestimated. For fans, bettors, and analysts alike, every first-quarter possession carries weight, every rebound could tilt momentum, and every prop bet, from Brunson's 28.5-point line to Robinson's first quarter rebounds at plus 100, becomes a storyline in itself. The stage is set, the stars are aligned. Game 1 between the Knicks and Magic promises to be a masterclass in tactical basketball, scoring bursts, and calculated bets that could define the series from the very first tip-off. Next high-stakes matchup is Game 2 between the Spurs and the Thunder, a game loaded with narrative threads, star power, and tactical intrigue. The Thunder enter as 9.5-point favorites, and all angles point toward a decisive performance, with the recommended lean being Thunder to win by 10+ points. Injuries and player availability will play a pivotal role in how this game unfolds. For the Spurs, Victor Wembanyama is probable, though he comes with a likely minute restriction, which could limit his impact in critical moments. The Thunder, meanwhile, will see Isaiah Hartenstein returning, a boost for their rotation, but they will be without Isaiah Joe, who is out for this contest. These absences and returns immediately shape both the offensive and defensive strategies for each team. Defensively, this game is set up as a clash of styles. The Thunder boast a tough defense, especially against point guards, while the Spurs are known to give up the fourth most points to point guards, creating a clear matchup advantage. This dynamic will be crucial when evaluating individual performances and prop bets, particularly in the backcourt. De'Aaron Fox is expected to face significant pressure, with a prop on the under points. His recent trends reinforce this projection. He went under versus Pelicans in a high-scoring contest and was close but under versus Lakers, highlighting that even when Fox is active, the defensive intensity of his opponents can suppress scoring. Against the Thunder, he will contend with multiple defenders, including Case Wallace, Lou Dort, Shea Kennard, and Jalen Williams, making the under projection even more plausible. For the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander remains the centerpiece. His prop for 30+ points is firmly supported by prior performances. In the previous game, he scored 28 points before being removed in the middle of the third quarter. The Spurs' weakness against point guards further underscores his potential output. For context, Luka Doncic scored 35 points inefficiently against them, highlighting the defensive holes the Thunder can exploit. With these trends in mind, SGA is expected to reach near 30 and over 30 points, delivering the scoring the Thunder need to cover the spread. Supporting cast performances will also shape the narrative. Stephon Castle carries a prop for points 13.5 points plus rebounds, and his averages back up his ceiling, 18 points per game, and averaging 24 points plus rebounds per game. In a previous matchup against the Lakers, in just 27 minutes, he scored 30 points and grabbed 10 rebounds, showcasing his ability to produce efficiently in a competitive game. With his minutes likely increasing in this contest, he is poised to approach 30 points again, giving the Thunder an additional offensive weapon. Other players worth monitoring include Dylan Harper, who may draw attention from the defense as a rookie, while Case Wallace carries a prop for steals plus blocks, with a line example of 1.5 steals plus blocks, and Jalen Williams, who has a similar prop but did not achieve it in the last game due to a blowout. Victor Wembanyama's lines are likely high because of his minute restriction, but even limited exposure from a talent of his caliber could influence the flow of the game. From a betting perspective, the trends and matchups are clear. The Knicks vs Magic lean is Knicks to make Cup final, while the Thunder vs Spurs lean is Thunder for 10+ win, emphasizing both form and matchup advantages. For prop players, there's even a laddering opportunity for Jalen Brunson on first quarter points, going up to 15 points, illustrating how the early moments of these games can create value for bettors and highlight individual performances. Everything about this matchup points toward a Thunder team poised to dominate early and sustain pressure throughout the game. The combination of SGA's scoring, Castle's dual threat in points and rebounds, Wallace and Williams's defensive contributions, and the Spurs' struggles against point guards sets the stage for a tactical showcase, with betting angles and player props layered into every possession. Thunder's defensive schemes and offensive depth make the 9.5-point favorite spread a realistic target, and the projected 10+ point win is reinforced by historical trends and individual prop potential. Game 2 promises to be a masterclass in strategic execution, star-led scoring, and calculated betting opportunities, a game where every possession matters and every prop line tells a story of potential dominance. That's your full breakdown for tonight's Knicks vs Magic and Spurs vs Thunder matchups. We covered spreads, totals, player props, injuries, and all the key trends that could decide these games. If you want more high-stakes NBA playoff analysis, insider betting angles, and player prop breakdowns, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment with your pick for tonight. The playoffs are heating up, and this is where every point, rebound, and steal counts. Don't miss a single moment with us at Beyond the Box Score.